Therapy, mate. Let's be having you. Tom's about. You got to watch out. International man of mysteries here, people. We're having it. We're having it. Obviously, no Saturday today because he's living that New York. He's living that New York lifestyle. Big up the Big Six. They're over there doing what they're doing with Fox and everything. The lads are on tour. They're on tour doing it. So big up to them. But we've got we've got an absolute jam-packed show for you today. The Comedyfc. Here we go. Here we go. Tom, the comedy that keeps giving. There's only one club in it, Manchester United. But before we start, Tom, how are you? How was lovely Sheffield? Talk to me. Are you there or are you out and about?
Yeah. No, we're at Sheffield, and listen, it's been good.
The Steel City.
Steel City, that's
sunny.
it.
Is it sunny in the Steel City?
To be fair, it has been, the last couple of days and stuff. Silly weather. Why pay all these prices to go abroad, guys? Why? Climate in the England, it's lovely nowadays, isn't it, Nuruddin?
It is lovely. It is lovely. Yeah. Listen, big up to you, brother. Sending you lots of love and light. Talk to me. What you reckon about Manchester United? So big up to the title of the show is Comedyfc Transfer Saga continues, folks. Protest plan tomorrow. Why tomorrow? 9:30. I'll be there outside the mega store, Old Trafford. We'll be meeting on a Trinity Way, and that coincides with the shirt. The new shirt being out.
Yeah, shirt announcement.
Yeah, so and then obviously we heard the news that Sancho's price is now set at 45 million. The club are spinning into overdrive as well. So we've got lots of topics. We're gonna hit the transfer comedy saga on head on. We're gonna talk about the protests. We're gonna talk about how Sancho's apparently price set for Manchester United. Chris Wheeler, if I'm not mistaken, Miro guy, has reported it, and then obviously the spin is to overdrive about what players Manchester United are signing, and the fact that we'll try to play hard ball with Chelsea over Mason Mount. So yeah, it's all looking Pete Tong, brother. It's all looking Pete Tong. Yeah. But talk to me. Lovely day. Absolutely lovely day in Sheffield.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Top weather. What about money?
Everything's all right, people. Tom's about. Better watch out. Let's get some of this. There's 60 of them in here already. Listen, one thing you got to do when you come in, smash that like on the video. Smash that like on the video. Big up, Nuruddin. Great to see you yesterday on Alice Talks Football. Eddie new shirt releases tomorrow. Anti-Glazer meeting green and gold till the club is sold. Yeah, big up to you, Stephanie. Man United are key. I think Stephanie Griffin is Sinkanova, if you know what I mean, Tom.
Good old Alicia. What was her name again? I can't remember. How do we used to pronounce her name?
Sinkanova. I forgot.
Alicia. I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah. Sinkanova, yeah. Man United, a guy who asks a girl on a dinner date and brings the mouldy sandwiches. Flat ass broke mother effers. Blazers out, Bristol Bankers out. George Rodney Trotter, Murta out. Oh my God.
My God.
Yeah, Glazers fire sale. Everything must go. Find the last dividend payment. Oh my God. It's crazy. And then obviously the breaking news is also the fact that Manchester United have got now 13 players on sale. 13, Tom. Are you taking the piss?
It's unlucky that. We're going to have some case on that, aren't we? It's not even the players that we're putting on, though. It's the sort of money that they're wanting for some of them, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid. I know we've never been a good selling club, but what players really have major sell value that are on that list, if we're being honest? Nowhere near probably what we bought them for, really, if we're being fair.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly. So the saga continues, Tom. Nobody knows what's going on. Apparently, we've made our third and final offer for Mason Mount. He's got 1 year left in his contract. and they're demanding 57 plus 8 add-ons, and we've just said no. 50 and 5 million add-ons. I think we should walk away, and we should say to Mason Mount, listen, you join us next season, pal. What do you say to that?
I agree with you. I think that's what we should do, and I think Man United, for once, as things have been reported around with John Murtough and stuff, in terms of that he took a very dim view when Chelsea came back and they rejected the third offer. They came back with what they wanted or what they were willing to stretch to, and that they wanted to meet in person to negotiate it. I don't, and as John Murtough put it frankly in that final bit, I think to Chelsea was, it's the third and final offer. That's all that we're going to. We're not going to go any more. And if you don't accept it, well, we'll leave the offer there for you to think about it. But we're not going to wait forever. And not waiting forever, really, in the transfer market is probably a week. A week in the transfer market to a football club is really, really long. That's how long it is, really. And I think Man United, they have other targets that they can go for. And, you can, I guess you can phrase it for what you want. I don't really see how Chelsea really have a leg to stand on. And I do think they have played a very dodgy move in terms of they rejected the third offer, because I just look at that and I think, well, you've got a player who doesn't want to be there. He's not publicly, forcing his way out, let's be honest. But he's agreed personal terms with another football club, Meridian. Does he really want to stay there? Does he really want to stay there when Mason Mount's agreed personal terms with Manchester United, another football club? So, as much as people will say that maybe Mason Mount needed to do more or needs to push something, listen, I think Man United have really given Chelsea all that. I think even with what we're putting on the table now, 50, 55 in terms of the add-ons, like, I think that's even overpaying just at that. And they want us to overpay more and bend us over sideways, no Vaseline. Like, it's not going to happen. And you know something, I know we criticise for how we run the football club, but if Man United stick to their guns and John Murtough, I'll give him a dim bit of credit in terms of what he's done here. Because if he walks away from this, I think he'll maybe gain more fans than he will lose in terms of if we paid over the odds to get Mount. And even like with what come out recently, I know in the last, an hour or so around Zidane Iqbal, like when there was the nightmare that we just sold him for money and things like that, there is, as far as I'm aware anyway, that you've got, I think it's a 35 or 40% sell-on clause from whatever FC Utrecht would try and sell him for. You'd get a 35-40% cut, and there's the option to buy him back as well, as far as I'm aware. But I think with Mount, look, I think he's a. This is going to say I might piss some Chelsea fans off for saying this, but I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's a great player. I do think he has some years to go, and I do think the right coach can develop him. And me personally, I think Pochettino would have been perfect for him. If I'm being completely honest, I really do think he would have been perfect for him. Similar to maybe what Pochettino did with, say, Dele Alli in that sort of number 10 role. Take him from maybe being a versatile player and stick him in one position and go with it. But I don't know. I just think that if Manchester United were to be serious and they pulled out of it, I think that shows that John Murtough and maybe Darren Fletcher and whoever else, Andy O'Boyle, I think these lads have got maybe a bit more brain cells than what we've had in the last couple of years, because I think years ago we would have just paid this money, wouldn't we, really? And Mason Mount would have probably been here already. That's how stupid we were with transfers back in the day. But no, I think if we did walk away, I'd give John Murtough a slight amount of credit in terms of that he's not ceding to control and it's his terms or no terms. And really, that was the motto in Man United back in the day, wasn't it? If the player wants to come to us and we're in the driving seat with negotiations, you do as we say, because we're the only people that want to buy him. I don't see 5-6 clubs queuing around the block for Mason Mount. And really, I think Chelsea, I'd shoot, honestly, the most hilarious thing that we could do is shoot them in the foot for the Mount deal and go and buy Caicedo. That would be the biggest, I don't know. You know what Twitter's like, Nuruddin. You know what Twitter's like, Man United and Chelsea fans. It would be absolute carnival warfare when you go on Twitter. for Chelsea fans. You were thinking about getting one of their players that they wanted to get rid of, to then go and get their top target. And stuff like this. Like I look at stuff like this where we're recruiting younger players and stuff. We did this before, though, didn't we? Really? With can you remember in that? I think it was deadline day. We brought in Palestri. Who else did we bring in? Ahmad, I think we did. I think we brought in another youngster, didn't we? Or something in that window. But no, I just think with the Mount thing, I think 50 is really the best deal that they're ever going to get. Really. And I don't see anybody else who would have even if Mount would have chosen to go to a Liverpool or an Arsenal, I don't think either of those two clubs would have paid that. Not a chance in hell. So if it is what it is, they've shot themselves in foot.
Yeah, big up. Like, listen, I agree with you 100%. Big up to everybody. Big up Khalifa Medin Lassie, Chief Editor United Real Therapy. Also, big up to Alien Tenor for the super chat. United don't even get free school meals. But anyway, we talked about it on last week, a couple of days, the show on a couple of days ago. So this is a bit more update from Rob Dawson and Rob Dawson ESPN. He says Iqbal's move from Manchester United to Utrecht confirmed, fee around 850k. Deal includes 40% sell on and buy on back clause. The feeling is this, that United that he isn't quite ready for the physicality of the Premier League, but will not be ruling him out a return if he develops in Holland. To me, that means nothing to me, to be fair. And then he asked here, is the Iqbal deal Murta madness? 100%. Murta and Fletcher madness, mate. That's what that is. It's just, we're just run by inadequate people. Like I said last week, I think he's trying to, I think he put that in because Fletcher wants his two sons to come to Manchester United, so he has to get Zidane Iqbal out. But it is what it is, people. Big up. This is Atik says, Salam Nuruddin, United are just embarrassing in every possible way. We have players refusing to leave as the Glazers try to cut how much money is possible. I don't think you can get any of that, honestly. De Gea taking advantage of the situation. He knows United can't afford to buy a new goalkeeper, so he's negotiating to stay, but he wants 250k week. United offering him 200k. Shambles, is he? Look, I told you we're.
I don't understand this with what is this with David De Gea though? When you think about it, he was on what 375 per week. Over a whole month, he makes probably £1 million per month. If we're being fair, he makes 12, upwards of another of £12 million per season, and he's had that contract for, was it a 4-year deal? I think it was like 12, 24, 36. Like you're talking upwards of 60 million he's had out of Man United over that entire contract. Like at the end of the day, I just look at how John Murtough's trying to run this summer, and I think if he does a lot of the things that it's being quoted out there and put out there that they're prepared to do, like they're prepared to pull the Mount deal and go in a different direction. He's done the thing with Zidane, but I think, to be honest, he's doing that one of two reasons. Probably what you said around Fletcher's sons, but also in case that if this player ends up turning out to be a brilliant player, for which in Holland I think he'll develop well. Other versatile technical midfielders. I think Holland does suit Iqbal to develop. But we've done it with other players before. We did it with, was it Angel Gomez, or I think we sent him off to Portugal or something, didn't we? And then terminated his contract. And we had buyback clauses there, and we never used them. That's the problem with us. But even with Iqbal, I mean, the price that we sold him for less than a 2-bedroom flat in London. Like peanuts. What was it? £850,000. Peanuts, really, in football terms. But I mean, one of the things that I guess we could look at from that perspective is, if we're going to sell youngsters, we at least have a way of potentially buying them back if they turn out to be superstars or whatever in the future. But I don't know what you think anyway, Nurin, about the Mason Mount thing. What do you think? Do you think the price is fair? Do you think we will pull out, or do you think we should? What are you thinking?
I don't think I think we should stay firm with Mason Mount. Pick up Andy Tate is here with us. It's simple for me. 50 million up front, 5 million as add-ons. That's what we've done. That's what we've done. Manchester United have done that. And that's what Manchester United need to walk away now, because all we have to do is say to Mason Mount, join us next year on a free, mate. And he'll stay for a season. His heart is not set on Chelsea. He'll want to leave on a free. Don't get twisted, all this about Bayern Munich and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, he wants to stay in the Premier League. He don't want to play in the German league. He's staying at he wants to stay at Chelsea or come to Manchester United. But they're playing the big hard. And like I said to you, this is the opportunity for a person like Murta to get a bit of credit from the fan base. To get some bit of credit from the fan base. And for the likes of Richard Muppet Arnold and Muppets to get a bit of credit, walk away or go and get Caicedo. Caicedo's the guy that actually we need, the guy that suits us, the guy that can take us to make us next season go into Anfield or go into the Etihad or go into, say, James's Park. You know what I mean? He's the guy that you need in that battle with Casemiro to dominate, or even playing in any of the top 10 teams that battered us away from home last season. That's the thing we need. Big up to Andy. Andy, how you doing, bro?
I'm okay, my friend. And how are you on this nice, sunny, mixed, rainy weekend we've had?
Yeah. Oh, you know, yesterday we were begging for that rain to come down. It was too humid, mate. I was like, get in when it come down. And then I ran to the cinema. If you're a mank, you know when it rains, everybody goes to the cinema. So then I went to the cinema. I watched a really good documentary called The Last Rider about a Tour de France, 3 times Tour de France winner, Le Monde. That's an American rider from the 80s. Brilliant documentary. So I wanted to watch that. But big up to you. Listen, the comedy continues at Manchester United. We are a Netflix special, Andy. I don't know if you realize, but we are and the comedy FC continues. The transfer saga continues. We're just talking about Mason Mount. We know most likely Manchester United will go back with a 4th bid, but I think this is one to walk away from and speak to the player and say, listen, pal, they're playing hardball. You want to come to us. You've only got 1 year left on the contract. That's a fair price for you, right? 50 million plus 5 million add-ons. That's what we've done. And we're going to walk away. And then I would think, sell one of these Muppets, get rid of Fred, add a bit more and go and get Caicedo. Because we've got 55 mil. Just go and get rid of Fred. What would that take it up to? That would take it up to what? 75? Go and get Caicedo for 75.
Definitely, mate. I agree. I mean, I will take my hat off to him. Make you stand on this and walk away. So Chelsea can sell to City for 30 million. Havertz to Arsenal on that 50 odd. 52 was it?
No, 60. 65.
65. No, but he's United tax. It's about tax. Like Todd Bowley's got the brain of an ice hockey puck. You know what I mean? He's trying to screw us for every penny. And he probably knows the Glazers are selling up. So he's trying to get some out. So he doesn't know the Glazers personally. He's trying to get money out of the Glazers, isn't he, for this deal? So it's funny. But I think that's it. Walk away now. And I think it's on the players' side, like you say. Mount should push this now. Get it pushed. Same with Harry Kane. If there's any truth in the rumours, it's on the players now. If the players want to leave their respective clubs, push it. Because I'm getting sick and tired of getting absolutely messed about. Like you say, PR spin today, spinning plates like in a great restaurant. Spin. Spin this, spin that. More spins on a DJ turntable on a Saturday night. So I think United are doing right by this. That's the only little bit of credit I'm going to give them. That's it. The rest is just say, Comedyfc. Look at this, distract you from that. Look at this, distract you from that. It's the way the club is, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, I'll stay with you. Tomorrow, obviously, it's the release of the new kit. 58 have called for a protest. I'll be there tomorrow at 9:30. No problem. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Some of the fans are saying, supposed United fans are saying, what are you going to do, intimidate fans? No, they're going to shut the store. We're going to shut the store. That's what they're going to do. They're going to shut the store, aren't they? You know, that's what we sing in it.
He shut the store for the day. It's going to deny it. It's going to deny it. I mean, Del Boy got my kit, and my kit's from somewhere in the Far East for dead cheap. So I don't give a shit. I'll broadcast it. My money's not going to fucking Glazers. My money's going to somebody there in a back street in the Far East. I don't fucking. I'll say it loud and loud. I don't care. Only paid 11 quid for my kit. Stuff, even if it is a ringer. But yeah, it's shut the store. The Man United fans, you might get the press trying to twist it now. Man United fans intimidating, scare punters and families to keep them away from the store. You watch the press; they'll try that tomorrow.
Of course.
This is what the British press are good at. They love spinning. They want that. They want that anarchy. They want it. You know what I mean? Exclusive. There's a family there pictured. We were scared to go into the stadium. A Sun exclusive. That's what they'll do. They'll try and spin it tomorrow. If it's a peaceful protest, nothing can go wrong. It's fine. It's good. Man United have even said you were entitled to peaceful protests. Yet they're trying to stop all the banners at the FA Cup final. They started the other. And was it that Glastonbury this weekend, that Manchester singer? That was of course that was a kit, wasn't it? If he's a Man United fan, you should have said to them at Glastonbury, I'm not wearing this. I'm Glazers out. He should have come out with a Glazers out top, not a red top.
Facts.
Yeah, he's in with a club.
But we know it's all about brands and branding and collaboration.
Brand, of course. I mean, he didn't have to do it, but he was told to do it. Deep down, the lad wants guitar, but it's what it is, isn't it? He's a decent lad, and he did it off his own back, probably.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like everything it is. Listen, and then obviously we get the bombshell. I don't know if you saw this, but we got the bombshell that Manchester United. This is part of the spin. UFC will listen to offers for up to 13 players. Hope racing 100 million for new signings. Sancho 40, Maguire 40, McTominay 40, Martial 25, Henderson 20, Van der Beek 20, Fred 20.
They're all on their holidays looking at this and laughing. They're laughing at this. They've seen this today and they're laughing. Sancho laughing, Maguire laughing on his lounger in Greece, or if he's not bad from there. McTominay, they're all laughing at this. Even Martial, Henderson. Well, Henderson, I could say you let go. That's fair enough. And Van der Beek, Fred possibly, but half them squad, they'll be laughing at this. Absolutely laughing at it. This is PR. Spin that plate wheel. You know what I mean?
It is. It's totally. It's Tom. What do you reckon to this spin PR in it? Neil Ashton in it. This is Neil Ashton. Neil Ashton's fingerprints all over this one.
Just repeat it, and it just cut out.
I said, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said, what do you think to this? This has got Neil Ashton's signature written all over it. Only Neil Ashton will come up with something like that.
Oh, of course. Like the one thing that you could always say with Man United is we never have a price on a player. Let's be honest. But whenever we try and buy a player, we have a price in mind. Normally stupidly low, and further away from probably what the true value of a player is worth. And then, in the same with selling players, Maguire, what has he done all season to warrant being £40 million? I mean, seriously, you look at Harry Maguire. What has he done? I think he's probably nearly played more games for England than he has Man United, hasn't he? Really? In terms of appearances.
That was last week.
Look at it. Look at it for 1 point. Like £40 million to somebody who's played more games for the country than their own club. Nobody's going to pay that. As far as I was aware, West Ham and that one on clubs like Villa, West Ham, Wolves, we're looking at paying 20. 20 million Fred for 20 million.
Like, and a steak bake and a Freddo thrown in.
Wouldn't surprise me. But no, like the other players like Fred, for example, like Fulham, interested in buying Fred for 20 million, and they don't want to pay 20 million. Why? Fred's played more games for Man United. I think he's a decent player. I think he'd do well next to a Paulinho. Somebody who'll give him a bit of security at Fulham. I think he'd do all right. Fulham, you're building a new stadium, so we know you're building upwards of a new stand and all these other things. You can stump up some money, And this is the one thing with Man United, we always cede to another football club. We never compete to buy players, and we never can drum up a market to actually get people to buy our players. And at the end of the day, yes, some of the price tags are unrealistic. I'll be fair and honest in saying that. But the problem is, I don't see a lot of clubs queuing around the block to do maybe what they've done at Chelsea. And a lot of clubs, Saudi Arabian clubs, European clubs, Premier League clubs, have gone to Chelsea and they're raiding all of their players. Whenever has that ever happened to Manchester United since the Glazers have probably been in ownership? Really? I don't even remember the last time we had a major sell where we sold players for and made probably upwards of £80 million in a window. Really? I don't remember it ever happening. And a lot of those players that are on that list, like Van der Beek, I think he'd probably get a place back at Ajax. Why not? He's one of their boys, isn't it? Do him a deal. I look at some of the other players and I think, like, the likes of Alanga and stuff, like, these players, they have had big moments. Alanga had a brilliant moment against Atletico Madrid, for example, scoring that brilliant goal. Like, there is big moments in some of these players. So when you put in certain price tags on players, and I understand you have to start off high and then come down to a reasonable price. But when you put the bar too high, clubs are going to look at that and think, well, how the hell are we going to get a good deal? If, for example, like I said, Maguire, £40 million, like if West Ham and Wolves and Villa and all these clubs are looking at paying 20 and that was as far as they were willing to go, like, what are you going to do? You're probably going to have to cede control to get rid of them. But even in saying all of this, how many of those players actually want to leave Man United? Let's be honest, how many of them really, really, truly want to leave? Because I'm not hearing a lot of agents of these players that are looking and actively speaking to other clubs. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it at all. I don't hear Harry Maguire's brother or whatever going to Spurs, going to wherever who's looking for centre halves and thinking, all right, Harry Maguire's available on the market. Are you interested? These sort of wages, this figure, yard and so forth. I don't see it happening. Scott McTominay, we're in all this interest around Newcastle. Right? Where's his agent? Does he have one? Do they actually employ agents, these players? I mean, because do they ever expect to even move when they're at Man United? Like, I just look at things like that and I just think, ultimately, you're pricing these players massively out of the market and moves. And at the end of the day, until Manchester United get a proper structure in place where a lot of these players can either play on loan for maybe 2-3 seasons, and then you can get these sort of money for them, especially a lot of young players. Chelsea have done it for many years. I think they had one player who'd been on loan for about 8 seasons and they ended up getting upwards of 25 million for him. And they bought him for like 500k. Man United, we don't work like that though. That's the problem. And at the end of the day, as you guys were just speaking then on about the protests, we ain't a football club. We're a commercial branded business. That's all we are. Commercial merchandising business. That's all we are. And until that changes, until you get a proper structure in place, it's not going to happen. So unless Mirto and these other lads have grown a pair of balls and they're actually prepared to play hardball with people, like they weren't willing to do last summer, then we'll have a conversation. And look, if we stand strong in terms of negotiating for a lot of these players, yeah, there'll be respect for it, but there'll also be disrespect if you don't get rid of them. That's the problem. But at the end of the day, some of these players that are on that 13-man list, I bet you probably 10, upwards of maybe 11 of them don't even want to go. Why? You've got mega money sitting at Man United and you don't play week in, week out. So what's the point? You're going to take a wage cut to go somewhere else. Harry Maguire's not going to get the sort of money that he's on right now at Man United, at Villa, Wolves, West Ham. It's not going to happen. Like, has nothing left in his career. And we talk about lack of ambition around certain superstar players, like likes of maybe a Harry Kane, for example. This is what you call holding the club to ransom. But at the end of the day, Glazonomics, innit? We move.
Definitely. Big up, Andy. Listen, big up to everybody in here. There's nearly 200 if you're near. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Road to 10K, people. Let's go. Big up Nuruddin on the panel. Wish we could make it. I'll smash the smash the place up, Glazers out. Listen, what we do is we stand outside the store and we sing, shut the store, oh, we're coming in. Shut the store, oh, we're coming in. That's
Is
what
there going to be a big crowd there tomorrow, do you think? Because it's a
it's a working day, though, isn't it?
It's working day, innit? So, listen, if it's 100 of us, that'll do. It don't take that much of us to get around the store, innit? 100 will do. But big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe. Listen, apparently on that list, Sancho's on that list for 45 million. That is lit. That's taking the biscuit. That's absolutely taking the biscuit. Now, not other journalists have come out with that. Everybody's understands and thinks he's got one more season to prove he's worth of Manchester United. One more season to prove what he's worth, if he's got any minerals, right? Obviously, he's had the troubles last season where he got sent to Holland to basically come back and, you know, and then he slowly got put back into the team. So at the end of the day, he's got one more year. I don't believe that Jadon Sancho is on that list. Do you believe he's on that list, Andy? We've got bigger problems, bigger positions to get rid of players.
I think they've done it to. They've put him on just to make everybody look at that statement. You know, that little article. It's PR spin again. You know what I mean? But privately, he's like, you know, don't worry about it. Just ignore it. You know, this is like they've put it out there just to like try and divert the fans and bloody hell, create topic and create, you know, argument. People arguing online to take you away from what should be the sale process, and I'm protesting against the Glazers. I don't believe he's on it, but I do believe he's got one more season. Otherwise, he's hasta la vista. That's it. I just don't see any way back if he doesn't perform next season.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Like, for me, this is his season. That's it. If you don't prove it this season, then you see you later for me next season. I'll stay with you, Andy. What do you think Ten Hag's thinking? I mean, he's got no hair to pull, is he? He's like me. You know what I mean? He's lost. So, I mean, what do you think he's thinking? Put yourself in his shoes, Andy. What are you thinking? Remember in January what the spin was. Remember the big spin in January, Andy, was that the club, we can't buy anybody in January because we've got a big summer ahead. Remember those words? We've got a big summer ahead and we can't do transfers in January. And then he came out and said, I wasn't backed in January. Well, other teams, our competitors were backed.
Contradiction. The contradiction. If you think in January we just beat Man City and we were like, is it 7 points off the top? And we were at a crossroads in 4 competitions and we got no reinforcements for anything. And we faltered right at the end just to even try to win the FA Cup. With a few better additions, we might have won the FA Cup. We might even got past Sevilla. And you just wonder, and it's just so frustrating. But I think Ten Hag, definitely, he knows what's going on. He's got a brain on him. And yeah, I think privately, he's going to be seething, absolutely seething, but you can't show it on the front. But tongue-in-cheek, he makes, do you remember when he picked up that little green and gold scarf last day of the season? You know what I mean? At Fulham, you know, and he's like, yeah, you know, privately, he wants them Yanks gone. He wants them gone. He won't say it to his face, but privately, he's talked. You know what I mean? Eddie Glazer's got listening devices in Carrington. Any bad words? Carrington's on got the bugs and got all the surveillance. But I think privately, yeah, he wants them gone. He hates them privately. And they say it's working with your hands tied behind the back. And I'm not a big fan of Arnold. I'm not a big fan of Murtaugh. But I think privately, they're thinking the same. You know, Arnold helped my dad get his season ticket back, and big up to him, and I respect him and thank you for that. But I think privately, they're thinking the same thing. There's about 800, 900 employees.
Andy, can you just explain that, please? Andy, can you explain that? Give the context. He gave your dad the season ticket back. What happened? Club was taking the piss out of him.
My dad lost his season ticket due to COVID, and when it became electronic season tickets on the phone, and it was season cards. My dad didn't have the, what you call it? He didn't have a computer. I don't have online. He doesn't do the online stuff. He's basic, got basic phone. So when we thought he paid it, Man United never contacted him. They never contacted me. Never phoned my dad, because I told my dad, you got to get it done. He phoned up and he said, phone back a few days later. This was in June 2021. Start of June. he phoned. He told me I've sorted it. Like you say, when you get old, it's you know what you call it, people old age, innit? And he didn't get it done. And the club never emailed me, phoned me, or my dad, phoned my brother, and it really hit my dad. It really hurt him. So me and my brother did our best over the last 2 years to get tickets. And my dad was at a point where, you know, football's the only thing that keeps him going. It gets him out of the house. Go and watch the under-21s, go to Carrington, go watch the reserves, first team. He doesn't go to aways. He watch non-league as well. He watches any sort of football. But I emailed, was it 2-3 months ago in January, and I asked Richard Arnold, and I made an appeal on the Stretford paddock, and they got back to me. And lo and behold, yeah, we will give your dad a season ticket back. So he's got a season ticket back, and fair play to Richard Arnold for doing it. So he's ready and for the new season now. And he said, my old man's 75, and he's like, say, enjoy the good times. So hopefully they're around the corner. So my dad, he's just got that football. He's got that. He can get out, have a pint, have a laugh, and I can go with my old man to the match and have a good time.
So the only thing we can ever give Richard Arnold a credit for, nothing to do with Manchester United, but helping Andy's dad. So we give him a credit for that one, right? Anytime when I'm slagging him off, I'll just say, except for being good to Andy's dad and replying to Andy's dad. Because it's shocking, right? It makes me, right, as you're talking, maybe I'm feeling a bit emotional, mate, because I feel like the people that have been going, like your, you know, old as your dad, yeah? They've been going before Richard Arnold was even bloody alive. I put money on it. Do you understand?
To be fair to Richard Arnold, my brother's even emailed him as well. He does, when they're trying to keep a season ticket within a family for generations, people from the 80s onwards going through to the present day, he's been very understanding and he communicates with them. His department, so he does get it. Even though he may not be a Man United fan, he does get it. We had a generation. We had the Generation X. We grew up in the good days, and way before all this came in. Football when football was football. When there was no VAR, back pass rule, and this.
No thrills. There was no thrills before.
The thrills. Football was football back in the late 80s and early 90s. So he gets it, and I'll get out and I thank you for it. But you say, I think privately he'll be fuming just like everybody else at the club. We're getting spun left, right, and centre, and this is payback for this is Glazer's revenge. All them years of abuse and getting mud slung at him, and the Super League, and they're gonna screw us to the last seconds of the window. You imagine they announce it on the last day of the deadline, transfer deadline day.
That's the deadline.
That's the deadline. You'll announce it on deadline day, and we've got an hour. Well, you're going to get 300 million in an hour. So, I won't put it past them. To screw us with an hour to go on transfer deadline day.
Yeah. Tom, like I said, listen, we big up Richard Arnold for that. That's the only thing he'll get from me.
Yeah.
What I was saying, that it makes me emotional because I'm like, people who are not used to technology, a lot of the pensioners, they should be able to come into the club and have the club sort that out for them. Do you understand? Set up a department that looks after them, specifically looks after them, and looks after like families like yours, and you've got like three, 4 generations of like going to games. You know what I mean? Spanning over 60 years, 70 years, even maybe longer, right? It should be in our football club. It should be a department that looks after them, that literally gets them in, sorts it out for them, and then they're there so they don't have to. You know
it's amazing what the club said at the time. He says, well, get somebody else to do it. And I actually had it out with somebody in the ticket office, and I said, are you calling me dad stupid? He backed off. And he was like, whoa, I never said that, but you said it's the way you were putting it, lad. You know what I mean? Really fuming with him at the time. They backed off, and he's like, get your member of your family to do it. Even I was basically like, I'm just basic email and laptop. I'm not a computer whiz. I can't launch a space shuttle. Do you know what I mean?
No, Andy, nobody can.
And there's no Elon Musk, put it that
Listen,
way.
big up Jarvis. I hope you're enjoying the barbecue. Big up Man UFC Realist TV. What's good, Nuruddin? Tom, Andy, big up Man UFC Real. Go and check that out. Road to 20K on there. And big up Jarvis with the family and the barbecue. Big up to every one of you. There's 230 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification button because it lets you know when we're next live, people. I suppose we're going to come on to... Tom, I asked you a thing about the protest. We don't know how many people are going to be there. It's 9:45 there tomorrow. I'll be there at 9:30. It is what it is. Like I said, if it's 3 people, as long as the anti-Glazer protest, I'm there. If I can do it,
Yeah, of course. But like as we've already alluded to, like it's the end of the season. You know, it's a working week. It's a working day. It's the big announcement of of the kit and the advertisement and the sponsors that's going to come through that. But I just look at that and I think ultimately and overall with the protests and the engagement with it, I mean, the Glazer family drug it out to the end of the season because then they knew if they had the security of the Champions League, didn't they really? If they wanted to stay another year, then they could. Because the Champions League football money gives them the finances to stay for now. And if they wanted to take dividends and take the piss, then they can do. But you have obviously with the fans and the protests. I mean, I can't remember which game it was exactly where you walked from. Was it the town centre all the way to
Villa,
OT? Villa, that was the game. Yeah, like such as that sort of engagement because it's a match day. Obviously, it's common. You're going to have a lot more match-going fans that are going to jump on the wagon. But at the end of the day, because it is the working week, it is constrained in terms of maybe the amount of people you can have there. But as we always say, it's not about the amount, it's about the message. And the message will not be any more clearer for Manchester United fans. And look, it's not even just about going to a protest or anything. Listen, you can protest via doing what you want on social media, via having engagement with the football club. Listen, let people know what you think. Go to the Ineos pages if you don't particularly like the Ineos bid. Go to a Qatari bid. You've got his father. I'm sure Sheikh Jassim's father's on. I think he's on Instagram if I'm not mistaken. Like, drop him a private message. Why not? Like, by all means, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking this today. Does Sheikh Jassim know who has ever heard of me? I'm sure he's checked Instagram.
Listen,
you know what? I think globally. I think everybody. I think your rant about Moyes has been translated to like 150 different languages, Andy. I think they got that subtitled properly. It's like that.
They'll broadcast it in the boardroom, won't they? Qatari's first message. You'll broadcast that message in the boardroom. He'll use it to fire some employees. He'll use it to fire some employees. Call them all in, play the video, and play as me back from the tape.
No, but I just think with the process,
it is every United fan. I think it's like have you ever seen that that clip that gets used as the meme? It's like falling down. It's basically like that film called Falling Down or The Fall or something, where Hitler's in the bunker and then it's translated to all like subtitled like different.
I've seen that, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it with the Manchester Derby in 2010. Michael Owen scored the winner. My Fiora, Michael Owen scored in the last minute, and Hitler just goes on one.
Oh wow!
Oh, Google it.
You
It's
guys,
all right.
listen, if you know, you know. That is the most used clip from any film ever. I've never seen that. I've never seen any other film clip ever being like translated. You know what I mean? Like subtitle translated. And when the way how he goes crazy, that actor is unbelievable, isn't he? He's just an unbelievable actor, isn't he? He plays that so well. But big up to everybody. Listen, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to this Rabiot in, Rabiot out, Rabiot smash it all about. That's what we are. That's what we are. 1 minute is in, 1 minute is out, and 1 minute we're having it. So it is crazy, people. But Rabiot apparently on the free. Manchester United don't have any money. For me, the biggest thing, Tom, I'll come to you first, right, is that this idea that they didn't spend in the winter because they were like big summer transfer ahead. And then all of a sudden, Neil Ashton is feeding the press with a PR. saying Manchester United need to get rid of 13 players, who some of them under the most extraordinary wages, where nobody's going to play. Like, for example, Sancho. Who do you think is going to give him 350,000 a week, or 300,000 a week, or even 250 a week? Who's going to give him? Who's going to match Maguire? Maguire's wages?
Maybe Newcastle. That's the only one that can come to mind for Sancho.
They don't need those players.
Nobody else. Nobody else.
Yeah, but then in reality, Tom and Andy, we're chasing around for a free transfers.
Yeah.
On Rabiot.
Well, we're trying to get him.
To be fair to Rabiot, he had a good World Cup, and he's had a good season with Juventus. But the season before, last season, we were like, it came after that Brentford game, wasn't it? It was panic.
Yeah.
It was Arvic and Rabiot, and everybody, what the frick is going on?
Yeah.
And now we're back here again.
Of course, but the only difference is you don't have to negotiate with Juventus. It's literally just you deal with his mum. Yeah, you just deal with his mum. Listen, give us some hush money. Tell her to chill a bit. Give Rabiot whatever wage he wants, and then that's it. He'll probably come to Man United. I know from what I've heard anyway around with Juventus, I think they have made him an offer, but it's not on the sort of terms that his mother's asking for her son. But I mean, look, I think Rabiot is a player. I think he's, like I say with Mount, it's the same thing. He's okay. He's a good player, but I don't think he's anything special. That's the problem. I don't think signing Rabiot is going to make anybody, shiver in their boots when they come up to play him. You go Luton away. I don't think they're going to be shaken over Rabiot playing. I just don't see it. You turn up
Barella.
Okay, of course. But look at it like this: like you turn up to Anfield with Rabiot, or you turn up to Anfield with Caicedo. What's the difference in the reaction with how those supporters would feel around the midfield? Man United will get absolutely bopped if you go to Anfield with Rabiot over someone like a Caicedo, a Barella. You'll get absolutely played rings around because Rabiot, as I say, is a good player. But even as you mentioned, Andy, with him going to the World Cup, if Paul Pogba wasn't injured, he wouldn't have been starting half of those games at the World Cup. So I do look at that and I think, yeah, they had the run to the final. Absolutely, you have to respect that. But he's playing with great players in that French team. And it's a good generation of players in that French team that have been together 4 or 5 years. And obviously, they'd already won the World Cup and they got to another final. But I just look at that and I think, I've seen him at Juventus. His GAs ain't very good. I don't think he scores a lot of goals. I don't think he assists things. The only thing really that I know that he's good at is carrying the ball. And I know that Ten Hag wanted that last summer, but he wanted that with Frankie de Jong. And then it was Rabiot. And then it was Casemiro, which we ended up getting. There was a lot of different factors, but I don't know. I just think with Rabiot, it's a sweetener. I don't think it's anything special. I just think it's another player that we'd rather have than maybe have Fred or McTominay to come off the bench. You'd rather have Rabiot come off the bench. That's the only thing that I can really see with that. But people will say the same thing with Mount, really. That's what people thought that Mount was going to do. If ever he were going to come to Man United. Sweeten up the bench, that's it. But I don't know.
I'd rather have a stronger bench.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you need to see a game out.
Yeah.
And you've got McFred in midfield. And you've got Rabiot.
I just think, I agree with that, Andy. I just think that to have something new is better than having what we already know doesn't work, really, at the end of the day.
This has got deja vu. I don't want to start that Wolves game like we did against Brighton. McFred on a Monday night. You know what I mean? So I'm dreading it. It could all change. But it's the way the club are. We are all feeling down, fed up, sick to the back teeth of it. And the club are trying to spin so many plates, let off so many fireworks. You know what I mean? So I think there's a generation of United fans that don't buy into it. You know what I mean? It's like, say, all this online social, look at this, look at that. These players are going. It's all set for like the people in the 20s and all that, early 30s maybe. You know what I mean? So I think anybody past 40 knows what the club is capable of, and that is nothing.
No, 100%, Andy. Listen, we want to welcome Harry Amos to apparent sign allegedly, but Harry Amos, a young, I think, fullback, very talented. I think he's coming from
Watford.
Yeah,
He's played the. I think he's played. Has he played the under-18s or 21 England squad? I think he's in that camp as well.
Yeah, England international. So young youth England player. So welcome to him. We wish him luck. I hope he finds his feet at Manchester United. To me, the Rabiot, for me, if Barella's available, I'm getting Rabiot. For me, the biggest thing is the lies and the more spin of this football club. That's why we call it the Comedyfc. That's why we're a Netflix fucking special, because they just lie. They can never tell the truth about it. They said in January, because we got big summer ahead. So where's this big summer ahead? We're waiting for a player now who's managed by his mum, she's a bit tasty apparently. Like, you know what I mean?
She's a milk for a girl.
You know what I mean? She's
Stifler's mum.
Why
do you think Verto did a U-turn at the airport? He got there for like one day. We're back in Manchester at midnight.
I mean, that's the associated thing about Merto. Why the hell are you going there? You know what she's going to tell you.
She been wined and dined in Italy. She was wined and dined in Turin, wasn't she? I can put that, you know. This is one Italian job they had to do. And they didn't have no minis.
Yeah, from the film called Downfall. Yeah, he passed away, the actor. Oh, man. We wish that actor, oh, man, rest in peace to that actor. What a brilliant performance. Listen, Rabiot, for me, is a good player. He's better than McFred. I'll give you that. He's had a better season. I think he scored 8 goals, set up 12 assists or whatever. He's not a bad player. He's got energy. He's lived in Manchester before because he's with us across the road, innit? He was at the MTAD, wasn't he? He used to be in the youth team or whatever. So he knows Manchester. He knows. And apparently, even though Juventus have tried to offer him a contract, he has basically said he wants to play in the Premier League. So we'll see what it is. But for me, Caicedo is the big player in midfield for me. If you get Barella or Caicedo, or if you get both, Manchester United are going to be back very soon. When you sign certain level of quality players, they get you back to where you want to heaven, Andy, back to where we belong.
The challenge next season is just trying to keep a top 4 trying to stay in a top 4. Anything else is a bonus, and maybe retaining a cup or two, retaining a trophy.
Yeah,
I want more. If we get anything out of this season, I'll be quite satisfied again, because there's no way we can challenge with this squad. No way.
Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. In the last few days, a certain optimism had grown in Juventus about Adrien Rabiot, but then he's already been quoted he wants to play in the Premier League. However, in the last few hours, Manchester made an offer to him. He is considering a move to England. Okay, it's so funny. Italian journalists are doing clickbaiting us. Portuguese are clickbaiting us. The Brazilians are clickbaiting us. There was a guy in Spain last season over Frankie de Jong, who set up a new online platform to clickbait Manchester United.
Gerard Romero, and he were on Twitch and everything.
Rich, that was it. Listen, he lifted off just on the Manchester United clickbaiting. He set up a Twitch. He's now a Twitch.
Did you see that today as well? I think United, Iqbal went to Utrecht. Man United will link with one of their players as well. I've seen that today. He's a 20-year-old. Yeah. I just wonder if that is building bridges privately with Utrecht. Because
I think I could be wrong. Weren't Tanaga coach there at one point? I think he was the manager, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. He was
going
there.
back years.
Yeah. He was within that squad.
Oh no, sorry. I think McLaren was the manager, and I think he was the assistant.
No, that was FC20.
Oh, that was 20. Yeah, 20. My bad.
But I think he's building bridges within Utrecht, and that's a good thing to go. You know, mate, we'll give you this player. Anything coming out? I said this last week on the United agenda. Any players ready to looking good? We've got first dibs, and I think, like you say, you make olive branches, and it's not a bad thing to do.
No.
I mean, we used to have that club in Belgium league. I forgot. Was it Antwerp?
Royal Antwerp.
Antwerp. Yeah, sorry, Antwerp.
Yeah, that's what we had. But listen, the club keeps spinning. The takeover thing has gone absolutely silent. I told you all last time we were here when we were talking about the takeovers that it was a fake deadline. They were like, "Ooh, this week, at the end of this week." Still, even I did say it. what they call Reuters clickbaited us. Reuters said he's negotiating to be Sheikh Jassim's negotiating to be the only exclusive bidder. Well, nothing's happening, is it? Rio looked like he jumped the gun too early. I told you, Giddy FC, you need to calm the hell down. You need to calm the hell bloody down. And looks like things are calming down because we're not hearing a word about it. But like Andy said, don't expect tomorrow. We'll be there at the protest at 9:45 tomorrow for that shop to open. They might open early now.
Yeah, unless the police are there. You get the 45, the forecourt. You watch overnight. Man United are expecting this tomorrow. They'll have police present. You watch it.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Nuruddin, you were at my wife's house years ago, friends with sister Emily Hugh. They think they went to uni together in Liverpool. Small world. Now I follow you and your content. Big up Florida McKenna. Yes, big up Ema. Big up Ema McHugh. I can't say that Irish name, say her name properly. But big up Ema. Yes, I know Ema and I know her sister. Yes. Small world, mate. Hey, small world, pal. Small world. When I tell people I went to university in Liverpool, people are like, what? Why did you go there? I was like, well, it was the banter. All they did, they would call me Dino, you mank. That's what they used to call me. That was my name, Dino Mank. When I played football with the Liverpudlians, the Scousers, it was so funny. They've got totally different language, the way we play football. So when they want you to like, they're always like, square it, square it, square it. And then they're like, come it. I play in midfield. I'm
Offside.
Give it to me. And they're like, square it. I'm like, you mean pass across? So I'm a talker on the football pitch. I play in midfield, and I'm constantly talking, make sure we're all organized. And then, honestly, I've had to go, where's the remote? One day I bought a pretend remote control with me, and I tried to, like, in my pocket, and I was like that, playing with it, trying to get subtitles. I said, lads, I can't understand the words you're saying. It was absolutely hilarious. But I had a fun time, yeah. Big up Conor McKenna, right? Who would have thought, Conor, eh? Shout out Ema. I hope Ema's good. I hope your partner as well. Yeah, I did think we did meet at that house party, eh? Legendary house parties back in the day in Liverpool, mate. But that we'll have to talk about that after the watershed. And it's not the watershed, guys. We can't be talking about that in the early evening. But big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Casado, for me, go to Andy. Andy, what do you think of Casado? You've watched him, I think, twice. I'm sure you've been to 2 Brighton games in the last couple of years. What do you think of him as a player? If I gave you a choice of Rabiot, Mount, Casado, who are you taking?
I'd say Casado, then Mount, and you say it's your ABC, innit? You say last week it was ABC, it was Mount who was first and Casado. Now it's switched around. So I would say Casado, you know what? Let's get them both. Let's just shaft Chelsea on 2 fronts. That's what I want to do. We've got Casado and Mount in the midfield. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? Rabiot comes in as well. Why not? Let's get all 3. Because then you can say bye-bye McTominay, bye-bye Fred, bye-bye McFred. You know what I mean? Then you've got Bruno. Then you've got Casemiro and them 3. That is a pretty strong midfield, that. And you can rotate. We've got Eriksen as well. Every player this season is saying we're not strong with the squad. We can't see out games. If we want to see out games, like say Crystal Palace last year, we should have seen out that game, would have got 3 points. 3 days later, see out the game at the Emirates, would have got a point. That's 4 extra points needed. Do you know what I mean? It would have made a difference in the league, but it's points like that. You say
momentum. Andy, maybe those points of momentum might have helped us. I stay with you, David De Gea. Is it time to go?
Yeah, I really do think it is, and I think I'm all for
Nana or Costa.
I want Nana. Oh, Nana.
Oh, Nana.
What's his name? Oh, Nana. What a save. What a save. Oh, man, I can't wait to sing that. You know what I mean? Around Old Trafford, if he makes a fantastic save. And he bossed, like you say, I've never seen a goalkeeper dominate. He never had anything to do but say in at Milan and him played City off the park and it was scrappy. You know, they were a better team. And I say most City fans would do it. You know, City took it 1-0 and he hung in there. It's how you win. All that matters. But say in that final, and Nana were brilliant, and I would take him. I really would take him as a number one. So like you say, who else are we going to get as number two? We've got Eaton. It's I want a fresh keeper, fresh ideas, a fresh look on life in perspective for a new season. It'll be the same mistakes again with that back four as well. There'll be no communication, and maybe Nana will talk to his back four, and you know what I mean.
Nana is a madman. He's an absolute madman. And
he might lose his shit with Harry Maguire. You know what I mean? Or he'll lose his shit with any of that back four. And I want to see that. I want to see a goalkeeper shouting, pointing, pardon me, bleeping at anybody who makes a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Tom, I'll ask you the same question. Costa or Nana? To me personally, I think Costa is the guy. He's at the right age. He'll be there for the next decade. He's got the height, and the stats really prove it. And on the eye, he looks like the player that can develop at Manchester United. And Manchester United used to be that club that signed amazing young talent.
Yeah, of course. But I think just because Erik ten Hag has that understanding of Onana's game and vice versa, I just think that's why I think Onana would probably be the preferred choice for Ten Hag. Don't get me wrong, I think both goalkeepers are good. I think Onana really is... He's hitting his ceiling now and he's still got years to go in terms of quality. But I think Costa has the potential to be probably the exact same, but maybe a bit more special. And I think the one thing that defines a modern-day goalkeeper is you're a decent shot stopper, but you also have to play with the ball. And David De Gea, he can't play with the ball. He can't. And as I said before, you go to Anfield with David De Gea in the net, and I'll use the same example. They're entering that 18-yard box every single second that they can to close him down because they know he's going to balls it up and pick the wrong pass, or he's probably just going to shoot it into the stands. Onana's got his feet at the ball, and you're away at Anfield. They won't even enter the 18-yard box. Manchester City in that final, and you've got to think Champions League final, big game. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to be up for the fight. Manchester City didn't even enter the 18-yard box. I can't recall anyway, when they normally do that three-man front press. And the reason why they didn't do that, you shoot 3 players into that box, he's just going to dink it over all of them, straight into midfield, and they're out. Press beaten like that. Click of a finger. For me, I think I like both goalkeepers, and I wouldn't argue in terms of getting either or. I think Onana, if you want to maybe win stuff here and now, I think is good and try and sustainably do what we did this season, maybe where we're not going to challenge for the Premier League. We're not going to win the Premier League or Champions League, but challenge for it, maybe put up a fight for both of them than we have done in recent years.
Take the cup seriously again.
Seriously again. Yeah, I think Onana would probably be a better option for that. Costa, I think, is more of a risk because you're paying a lot more money to get him, and also you've got to still develop him over a few years. But like Andy said, I think having a communication with your goalkeeper,
he doesn't need that much development. But Tom, he doesn't need. Can you hear me, guys? He doesn't need that much development because he's already a Portugal #1 goalkeeper. He's already.
I understand what you're saying there, but I just look at it and I think he's a Portuguese #1, and even if it is Costa or Onana, I'm not debating that. But I think either of them, you look at Martinez, you look at Varane or whoever in the back line, they can sit at the halfway line knowing that they've got a goalkeeper that's going to back them up behind them. And there is that added security there because Onana, Costa, they'll come for the ball. They'll sweep a keeper. They'll collect crosses. They'll put the head where other players might not want to. They'll do the reckless, dangerous things that most, players wouldn't think of doing, really. And that's what we need. We need players who are going to go into 50-50 challenges thinking, yeah, I've got a risk of injury, but if I hurt the player and I still get the ball, who's going to care? That's the sort of mindset of players that we need at this football club. And Martinez really set the standard when he came in. Yeah, I'll go into a 50-50 challenge. I don't care if I hurt the other player. If I get the ball, I'm safe, aren't I? Casemiro's the exact same. He's done it his whole career. Yeah, I'll 2-foot people. If I get a touch in the ball, what does it matter? It doesn't matter much, really. But I look at Onana and Costa and I think Either or of them are good. Me personally, right now, I'd go and get Onana because I still want to compete for something. And I think Costa, he will do that. But the one thing that I'm going to just educate United fans on is if you sign one of these kind of goalkeepers who plays out with their feet, yeah, you can rejoice in the moment when you can play halfway line football. That's fine. But when they make a mistake and it leads to a goal, accept it. That's all I'm going to say. If they fuck up with the ball at their feet when they get impressed, or they play the wrong pass, or they don't put enough power behind it, and one of the opposition attackers is in behind, straight on your goal, and they score, you'll have to accept it. You're going to make mistakes. Every single goalkeeper who plays this way makes mistakes. Alisson, Edison, the best at it, really in the world, they make mistakes constantly for City, Liverpool. So it happens. But ultimately, I'd go for Onana if I had a choice right now.
Definitely, I agree with that. It's a bit of stability. It might give that back four a bit of a galvanization. Wow, this is new, you know. And I say somebody with actually with a mouth and a bit of authority, shouting, you know, talking it to that back four, screaming at them. So I hope he does. Like you say, he could be the difference in getting it extra points, get between winning and losing. He saves a pen. We makes a last minute save. We win a cup final, maybe another League Cup final. I want to keep the League Cup. If that's what it is this year, I'll do it again. Like you say, you rotate your keepers in them competitions, FA Cup as well. So it's just about having a strong goalkeeper, and a strong goalkeeper. A strong team starts with a goalkeeper, and then you go from there right through to the front. And we need a new keeper, even if it is Onana or Costa.
Yeah, definitely. I genuinely do think the goalkeeper needs to be sorted out. The spine needed to sort it out. I mean, if we had the money to spend, like it could have been like 4 players that go into that starting lineup: a goalkeeper, a centre half, a centre midfielder, and a striker. But I would want 2 centre midfielders. I think Manchester United need 2 centre midfielders.
I mean, is it all gone quiet on the Dutch lad from Atlanta, Hoyland?
Yeah, guess who's the top negotiator at Atlanta? The English guy that used to work at Leicester. He's the one that conned us for 80 million out for Maguire.
Harry Maguire. I heard that last week. So yeah. But maybe I've heard players maybe going away. Maybe Ahmed, another switch, take it, send him the other way for a loan for the season.
Yeah, I mean to get a striker, that would make a lot of sense. But I just think Ahmad deserves to come back and play after what he did.
Yeah, I agree with that because Sancho needs competition, and he's like say if you're not playing your game, you need competition. Palestri as well. So yeah, definitely. Garnacho.
Yeah.
Like you say, what's your back, Sancho? You got competition, and that's what we need.
Yeah, big up Tom. Hopefully he comes back. The other big thing is the fact that Manchester United are apparently Hoyland is changing his agent, and that can only mean one thing, innit?
It's Ten Hag's agent, innit? So it's the same. And I think Nana's changing his agent as well, so maybe to get the move. And his reps were in Manchester on Friday, weren't they?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Apparently, but if the money's not there, Andy, what's the point of talking to these people? And if we're relying on selling,
just hang on. We're interested. Could you just wait? It's like, wait. Can you wait, Mason Mount? Right? Can you wait, Nana? Casadio, can you wait? No, I can't wait. Oh, come on, we really want you. Come on. Big go. Then when it falls through, Man United go all silent. You imagine if we don't sign anybody in this transfer window? You imagine that first home game? Whoa.
So you know what? I will take it if that means the Glazers are gone, Andy.
Anarchy on the first game. No signings.
I will take it. If that means the Glazers have gone, I will take that. Honestly, because I know in January we'll sign players. I know next summer, just to get rid of them, I would take it, honestly.
if they drag this out till January, they're in for they will get a really hot winter. And I can guarantee that from the United fans. If they drag this out till January, you are in for hell on earth, Glazers. I'm telling you now.
Stephen Kramer, big upstairs, says, what happening with Ahmad? Well, Ahmad is definitely reporting back for training for the preseason. Have you seen how many games we're playing in the preseason? And you know how many games that we're playing and how many flights they're taking? Have you seen it? We're playing in Houston, New York, Dublin. I think it's Oslo. Are we going to Norway
as well? Yeah, playing Atletico Bilbao, playing Leeds, Arsenal. Somebody else as well. It's going to be a mad summer. You say you get your air miles in if you're going. I know all my mates are going from the paddock, so I hope they have a good time. So, they got Vegas as well. I think there's one in Vegas, is there?
Yeah.
LA. So, yeah, what goes in Vegas stays in Vegas. So, who knows? It's going to be a crazy season. Pre-season started. Was it? I think there was pre-season games this weekend as well, wasn't there? I think, like you say, Dunfermline were playing somebody. I seen a video. They were playing some German team. I think it was Hamburg or something. And it was a big crowd, for the pre-season friendly. So, yeah, next weekend, friendlies are coming out again now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Craig Worthy says, R.I.P. Cedric Russell, just 45 years old. I don't know who Cedric Russell is, but rest in peace.
Is that the actor?
I think he might be the actor, yeah. Thinking about it, might be the actor. But big up to everybody. We're only on like 100-something likes, and there's over 200 of you in here. Smash a like on the video. It costs you absolutely nothing. Big up to our Clive. Congratulations to Man City for the treble, Clive. Yeah, it was a pleasure coming to your 60th birthday. Big up to you, bro. I hope you're well. He's one of the old school City fans. I got no problem with the old school City fans.
I got an old school. My father-in-law, he's 78. He's, 77, 78. Man City won the treble. He's proud of his team. Be proud.
Yeah. It's the born again. It's the born again.
Is it true? Did you see that thing over Man City with the hot air balloons over the Etihad? Was that true this weekend?
I didn't see him.
There was a picture of City and they done three hot air balloons, and they were in the shape of the treble. So I don't know if that was true or not. Done it over the Etihad on Saturday.
Well, I doubt it. Well, if it's true, you know what? Good luck to them at the end of the day. But big up to Clive. Yeah, his 60th birthday was hilarious and a lot of laughs. They tried to give me a Jamaican cake, Caribbean cake, with so much rum. It was crazy. Scenes. It was scenes. But big up to Clive.
Did you ride your bike home after that?
Yeah. Chelsea have dropped their asking price for Mason Mount to 65. They're now prepared to accept 60. Nah, mate. We're not here for 60.
Nah, jog on, Chelsea. Jog on.
Jog on, mate. Jog on. Big up to everybody. Jarvis says, talking about mess, I wonder why we hire new negotiator in the middle of the summer transfer window. Effing joke.
Yeah, it's the guy from Adidas, wasn't it? It was a guy from Adidas. Yeah, a guy from Adidas. He's now in the negotiating team.
Yeah. The guy from Adidas is now running. Wow, that just tells you everything. Handball free kick penalty offside. Handball free kick penalty offside. Big up. There you go. We're having it. I stopped reading an article about never-ending sales saga of our football club. Not interested until he's sold and confirmed. Struggling to sign our transfer target. Not even one. Of course.
You know what? I don't care about the saga anymore with the on sale. I'd rather stick a drill in my head than listen to any of that crap coming out of the club. That's how negative, depression, anxiety this club is creating. And they won't admit it. There's no such thing as positivity from that club. Full stop, my friend. Full stop.
No, there isn't. Big up Alien Tennis and Nuruddin stood out. They all had curly hair. He's talking about my Liverpool days. Whoa. That's a bit harsh. He's from Alien Tenor is from up there, actually. He's got a Liverpool accent, actually, but he's a United fan. So, yeah, he's one of those. He's, Mountain Red, mate. Mountain Red, Liverpool Red, eh? That's what he is, mate. He's one of those Liverpool Devils. There's a couple of them, I met a couple of them when I was in Liverpool. It was quite surprising, actually.
Yeah, you're going to have to put me in contact with She Devils and all that as well. I'd love to go on their channel. I messaged them, but I don't think they got back. So if you know, send me a message or something.
Yeah. Big up to them. Big up to the She Devils. Yeah. Women doing it for themselves, mate. You should go on Alice TV as well, mate. Alice is really good. She does a really good content.
Yeah, watch it and subscribe to her channels. Yeah, so send her a message. I'll come on,
Yeah. We've been linked to Frankie again. Frankie goes to Hollywood.
Do you remember me? Frankie, that's us, isn't it? Just like Sister Sledge sung back in the 80s. I'm not interested. Really not interested.
Yeah. Big up to Khalees Romarin Lassie, Chief Editor at United Real Therapy. Says Frankie de Jong's departure is on the table as Barcelona agent. They need to sell a player. Report super reliable.
Reliable. Yeah. It was written on the back of a serviette in a Barcelona coffee shop, wasn't it? So yeah.
And Murta and Arnold went there twice. Can you imagine that? Twice. They went twice to Barcelona. I'm just like,
they had a weekend in Barcelona, didn't they? Lucky sods. They were pictured on the balcony. I wonder if that offer's still on the table from last year. I bet it is, isn't it?
Mate, it's crazy. He's a fantastic player. Costa looked dodgy at the World Cup. Onana looked dodgy at Ajax. Well, it is what it is. But I personally think I would get, if it was up to me, I would get Costa. A lot of people like Andy and Tom, they prefer Onana because they saw what he did in to me, I always say, don't ever judge a player in a World Cup. Don't ever judge a player and think the player is amazing at a World Cup. Don't ever judge a player and think that he was horrendous in a World Cup.
I mean, not a dip. If the sale goes through, do we go Vegas style? Do we have a wild weekend in Vegas and just spend a big amount? Then at least you could have a few that work and a few that don't. Because Man City did that, remember, back in the day? Or do you keep the process going?
Well, it's going to be interesting because I think by the time it gets all the checks from the Premier League and everything else, I think it's done by now. I think if it was sold in May, if the club was sold in May, I think we would still be in the last week of the transfer. And you would, if that was happening and the club was sold to Qatar, you bet agents and their players are waiting. You know what I mean? Waiting for Manchester United takeover to come through.
Agents' phones are going to go into meltdown if that gets to go ahead with a week to go in the transfer window.
Well, but it's going to. I think it's to do the due diligence and all of that. And you know more than anybody, Andy. You know how Manchester United, everything needs to be checked because it's Manchester United. You know that the FA, the Premier League, they always make an example of Manchester United. They would let other people get through, but for us, they'll be like, no.
You could buy Aston Villa and West Ham. Somebody offers $5 million for West Ham. It's done within 2 weeks. Within United, the Premier League will drag and go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
This is it. You know they don't like us already.
The Premier League will actually hate us. They will actually hate us for getting this done.
This is it. So it's going to be very interesting, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm not, I said, I'm willing to have this transfer window scrapped if it means that Glazers go. I was willing to take a relegation. I was willing to go. And people tell me who are a lot older than me, who I grew up around, told me actually Man United got a bigger gate receipt when we went down to the old Division 3.
Yeah, the second division. My dad told me there was average gates of 60,000 at Old Trafford in the standing in the second division. I mean, what team has that in the second division? All that stadiums were different back then. But what it is, isn't it? So,
100%.
I mean, here's the thing. Would Premier League clubs try to block it?
Well, they're going to try, aren't they? That's what I'm saying to them. They've already said, haven't they? They've come out, that report came out about a month ago, didn't it? That Premier Leagues are concerned. And I'm like, what about Manchester City and Newcastle? You know what? Where was the concern against them?
Definitely. And you're going to have spin and they'll put some objections. Like you might get Arsenal trying to take us to court, put a block in. you might get injunctions from the remaining 17 Premier League teams because I don't think City and Newcastle are going to complain, are they? So,
well, the bigger point on it is the fact that it's like it's almost type of like do anything it means to rival fans. They're like Liverpool fans, City fans, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans are like, Sir Jim, Sir Jim, Sir Jim. When they're hearing that it might be Jazim,
it was like Ollie, wasn't it? Ollie's at the wheel. All our teams, Ollie's doing a great job. You got to stick with Ollie. We were banter club, and this is what they want to do again. They want Sir Jim, they want the comical FC, and they want us to be absolute crap. So if we get Qatar, you telling me there's not a Liverpool fan out there, or an Everton fan, or a Tottenham fan who wouldn't want Qatar? Anybody on them teams would want Qatar.
Yeah,
snap your hands off.
It's crazy. As we speak right now, I'm getting messages, people, on about Frankie de Jong. Apparently, this is coming from a respected source.
Mayonnaise? Is it mayonnaise or is it mustard?
Listen, I'm just replying saying big up, bro. But apparently, Frankie de Jong. Listen, Andy, do you think it's worth because he wanted him so badly, didn't he? The manager. Do you think the way that he's been messed around? Do you think it's worth Manchester United to mess up another summer transfer and get burnt again chasing after Frankie?
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We've just been linked. They've got to stop. They've just signed the City lad Gundogan. Was it Gundogan?
Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah,
Gundogan. He's gone. So do you really want to Man United? Really want to get linked with that? And he's just Barcelona got shift the player. Barcelona pulled so many levers and spanners and coat hangers. They've done so many tweaks to that Barcelona TV deal engine. They're going to have to shift somebody, but I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. And he's got married last year and he's settled in Barcelona. Why would you want to give up the Spanish sunshine in Catalonia and you're playing well? You've just won La Liga and Barcelona, I say, they are financially busted. They are broke. But the only way they can do it is by continue winning. He will want to be staying there, being in a winning team.
Yeah, definitely. And this is it. Have you heard they smacked 400 million buyout clause on Gundogan? It's not like he's 21. The man is in his 30s, you know what I mean? And they smacked to 400 million, Andy. 400 million. What do you think to that?
The guy's 31. The guy's 31. Why do that when you know you're going to get the best years of him? You're going to offer him a 3 and 4 year deal, playing at a pace in La Liga. It's just stupid if it's true. Absolutely stupid.
No, it is. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Big up to Brian. Big up to everybody, man. Big up. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, mate. R.I.P. Craig Brown. Craig Brown died. The former home manager.
Craig Brown?
Yeah.
Do you mean him who managed Southend as well? Hull City?
Yeah, Hull City. Yeah. Hull City. It's a Craig Brown. Come on.
He was at Bolton.
Yeah, let me just check. Yeah, bro. Mate, honestly, that is sad, mate. Of course, we're all gonna go, mate. Seriously, who's Craig Brown?
Is that true? Is that true?
I'm having a look. I'm just having a look, but it's not. Let me 1 second. Somebody let us know in the chat. Yeah, Craig Brown. Craig Brown passed away. No. He's not. Craig Brown is the old Scottish manager. I think he might have been.
Oh, right. Phil Brown's the old City. Yeah. Craig Brown. Yeah, the Scottish manager. Yeah, he was good then. He was all right. Yeah. He took him to the World Cup in '98 and that. Yeah, he did well. He was a half decent manager.
God big up. Bobby. Bobby's paying. Bob's my brethren. Bob's is paying a tribute to him. He was sat next to him in a function. So yeah, he's paying a tribute to him, man. Big up. Yeah, man. Big up, man. And R.I.P. Big up Bobby and R.I.P. to Craig Brown. Yeah. Phil Brown in it. That's the one. I'm like, he's still young, him. You know what I mean? I would have been absolutely shocked. Is Rabiot good in possession? No, not really. He's quite wasteful at times, but he's quite physical. And he's good at the one thing about Rabiot, he's good at carrying the ball. So I know why Erik ten Hag wanted Frankie de Jong, and then I think he wanted somebody who can carry the ball from the defense into the midfield and to attack. Qatar will have 5 weeks investigation. Yeah, 100%. You know what it's like. Nuruddin, why Ten Hag? Hi Nuruddin, why is Ten Hag a clown insisting on taking Mason Mount? I have serious doubts about wanting those kind of players. Rabiot, Anthony, we should be concerned. Listen, I'm the truth.
You see that doing around? It says here on the Daily Express, Man United takeover. Glazers won't sell as club announcement set for Tuesday. It's PR. It's the kit. It's the kit. That's what it is, isn't it? It's the kit. It's more garbage from the media.
Well, it's the AMGM, whatever. It's the AMGM, isn't it? Is it the meeting? It's like the quarterly AMGM kind of meeting.
So is there going to be some answers? Somebody going to slip in a recorder? Just put your phone on record. You know what I mean? Anybody going to leak something?
Yeah, tomorrow. It's all coming to head tomorrow. The kit gets released, and I think it's the AMGM, whatever it is, like that general meeting.
AGM.
Yeah, AGM. I think, and it's going to the financial as well to see how much money I've got. So we're going to know how much money
you might get some shareholders giving some grief. What the frig is going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll be there tomorrow. We'll be coming back here doing a reaction video tomorrow after the protest. We'll definitely let you know what time that's going to be, people. But Andy, give it the last word, mate. Tomorrow, protest will be going on. The big meeting with the shareholders will be going on. The Express are just breaking that news now. Is that what's happening? Is that breaking news on the Express?
That's not breaking news. That was released at like 20 to 4. So it's just PI. It's what you call it. Just make it peaceful tomorrow. You know what I mean? You know the media will try and twist
that's
it.
what we always are people.
We're always going to be peaceful. Always peaceful, and the 58 will be there. But I don't trust the media. They will try and spin it and make us we were aggressive, intimidating people from going into the shop. And but we're not like that. And I'm sure there'll be some Man United fans who won't go in there. I really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is, people.
And the new kit's tomorrow. But yeah, I've got my I've got the kit. It's coming, but it's not coming from Manchester. It's coming from the Far East for 11 quid. I don't need to pay full whack. Maybe a ringer, but the Glazers ain't getting nothing for their dinner. I'm telling you.
Well, Andy, I remember I used to get the gloves. Remember those United gloves? The sharp, those red little gloves, winter gloves. I used to get the woolly hat. I've not been in that store for 18 years almost.
It's fair enough.
Yeah. And I told people to stop buying me shirts because it just hurts me mentally. I can't cope, mate. Where I just see these absolute vultures, what they're doing, yeah.
Just get a pin badge. Just get a little pin badge from a vendor, stick it on your shirt.
Oh yeah, I've got those things. I've got loads of like green and gold scarves and everything. I've got it all, mate. But big up to you, Andy. Let the people know what you're doing, Auntie. When you appearing on your podcast that you usually do with the lads.
Yeah, I will be on the MUFC Real podcast. Is it?
Realist TV.
Realist TV. I will be on the Mick Ruby show Wednesday night, 10 o'clock. When it's a free for all, we absolutely talk anything pure Man United. No holds barred, and one of the lads from Ireland as well. So used to be on the United stand, and he left.
Yeah, Joe. Yes, Jay. Yeah, big up Jay.
Jay formerly from the United stand. So we'll be on there talking Man United, and maybe we'll have some news come Wednesday. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, big up. Big up Man UFC Realist TV. Big up Mick Ruby and Jarvis as well. Bowley 77 if you want to follow him. Jarvis, top man. And big up Tom Journalist. Well, make sure you give him a follow. Andy, you can find him Andy Tate on Instagram. He's on there. He's not that Andy Tate, by the way. It's
Andy Tate .74. You can find me on there. I'm on there.
Instagram, yeah. .74. Yeah. I'll do that on here.
I ain't the one going down with his brother. I ain't that one. To be fair, that's a hell of a pizza bill, isn't it? He got caught ordering pizza. That bill's not been paid, so he's still ongoing. And he never got to eat it. He's just got to pay for it.
Exactly. Well, big up, Andy. Let you know, I'll be in touch. But yeah, if you're off on the Mondays, this time of the night, mate, we always go on here, so you're warm and welcome.
Yeah, mate, I'll be there next week. Don't worry. Maybe we'll have some news. If anything happens Wednesday evening, I'll come on as well.
Yeah, so definitely we'll jump on. Love and light, Andy. Big up to Andy, people, and big up to Tom Journalist One. And make sure you check Andy out. And it's not that Andy Tate, the one who had the most expensive pizza in history. But yeah, he's the safe one. He's the one that's the Manchester United fan. I can only imagine what must have happened when they tried. Did they try to take you down off Instagram?
They did. It did. I lost my Instagram account. 20,000 people I had. I lost it because of that bald-headed coot. You know what I mean? The most expensive pizza. I never got a piece of that pizza, did I? I never got a piece of that pizza. And he's going down for it. You know, where was my piece?
I'm sorry, I have to laugh. But Andy, seriously, did he tell them to give you back your followers? What did they say?
Oh, no, they never return me calls and me emails. Yeah, I lost 20,000 people on Instagram followers because
you're the real Andy Tate. You are the real the football content creator. No. I'm sorry.
I'm not martial arts expert. I don't swing nunchuckers and all that. So, yeah, he's paying the most dearest pizza bill ever, and it's ongoing. So I'm just happy being me.
You're not a fella who traffics people either. Thank God for that, mate. But, mate, it could have been worse. You could have had the old bill knocking on your door.
The only thing I traffic is the Manchester traffic when you're trying to get across the road.
Listen, Andy, you could have been worse. You could have had the old bill knocking on your door, mate. It could have been worse, pal. It could have been worse. Delivery of pizza, man. Mine's plain. Mine's just cheese and tomato. Mine's not all the works. I'm telling you, that's put Andy off pieces. Andy used to be into pieces before this. He's totally got off pieces now. He
ordered a meat feast and he got more than he bargained for.
Just a bit, honestly, just a bit. But big up, Andy. Listen, smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. We'll catch you in the next one, innit? If any breaking news, we'll be back here tomorrow night. Andy's probably most likely be working, but we'll be back here tomorrow night and we'll be reacting to the protests. I'll be there, obviously, giving you all the latest lowdown about what's going on with the protests, and we'll definitely be on it. I'll be filming the journalists, see how much they try to spin it. It is what it is.
Yeah, be wary of the journalists, be wary of the media. They will try to make United fans look bad tomorrow.
Of course. But smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the notification button. Win, lose, draw, transfer, no transfer, glazers out, bankers out. That's how it always is, and that's how we keep it. Andy, stay away from the pieces. Mind your gap on you you're crossing the road. And take care. Big up, man. 145. We could do better, people. We still got 160 of you in here. Smash a like on your way out. Take care. Love and light. Tomorrow night, we'll be back. Peace.